This is the Great Legend, and I am coming at you live. I love doing this because I really am coming at you live. And if you've ever seen the Great Legend show, I always open up with I'm coming at you live, because people, I'm always coming at you live. Whether it be really live, like in Google Plus Hangouts, or really live when I'm really not live. But it doesn't matter, people, because I'm coming at you live. And I've got a quick video I want to show you of my comic book pull list. This is my comic book pull list for September 28th, 2012. Now, if you've seen my show before, or you know a little bit about the Great Legend, I get my pulls every 2 weeks. I just find it easier, that way I don't have to go down to the comic book shop as much, because it's a couple of cities away. But you know what, actually I hit that comic book shop once a week and sometimes twice a week. This is actually my second time, because I picked up some comics there on Wednesday, which were just off the shelf that I didn't have in my pull list, and I went there this evening because they had my pull list ready to go. And these are books that came out last week, actually. I'm going to show them to you real quick, because this is going to be a real quick, real short video, and I'll tell you why right now. No, actually, I'm going to hold off on that. This is coming at you live, people. Only coming at you live because the Great Legend show comes at you live. I'm the Great Legend, and this is my show, and I'm coming at you live. First book I'm very excited for, like I've told some of you also before. I'm kind of behind in my reading. I got into the new DC 52 about a year after it's already been out, so I'm, a couple months back. First book I got from my pull list is Justice League issue 0. I'm going to try to get that glare off. This is Justice League issue 0. And like I said, right now, currently, I've got My Lights 2, and the fullbacks is what I have right now. I need to get some polybags going. I know I have some somewhere, but I'm putting them in My Lights. That way they'll last forever. And even, by the time I'm a grandpa, maybe I can wipe my butt with them. Because they're going to be clean, brother. Because they're in this archival quality that you're only going to get when you use Mylar. And these are My Lights 2, people. You can get them from eBid.com. They're good people. Alright, so I'm very excited. I've read issues 1 through 5 so far of Justice League. I read issue 3, 4, and 5 last night. And for me, a lot of people, some people don't like this Justice League that's going on right now. For me, I never really read Justice League when I was a teenager. That's when I got into comics. I never read Justice League. So I can't really form an opinion on the book. I think the art's great. The art's by Jim Lee in the first ones. And the storyline, I think, is really well. Let me tell you, I don't know what some folks think's a great storyline. I just like people beating the hell out of each other. I mean, these are superheroes. This isn't damn daytime TV. You think this is a soap opera? You think this is Days of Our Lives? This ain't no Bo and Hope. And why I know those names, I ain't gonna say. But what I'm trying to tell you is, people, this is superhero comics. They just kick ass and take names later. I don't care, like, if, this person loves this person, or, oh, I want to be the leader. Who gives a crap? I just want to see them fight. But anyway, so currently I'm cracking up at some of these, because Green Lantern, he thinks he's hot stuff with that ring and all. And then Flash is also chiming in and all this kind of stuff. Some of the funny lines so far I've read was, Batman's running or doing his grapple hook, and the Lantern says, "You can't fly?" And he's like, "Nope." Just kind of keeps on the download. And then some later stuff, he finds out that he's not a superhero, and he's like, "Oh my God, you're not a superhero? You're just some." He says, "Don't tell me, you're just some guy in a bat suit?" So here I am reading this in my bed, and I'm just kind of cracking up, because it's just pretty funny. And then when Flash comes on in the picture and they're fighting Darkseid, Lantern says something like, "Be careful, Batman. You don't have superpowers," or something. And Flash kind of looks over and says, "Bro, you don't have superpowers?" And he's like, "No," or something like that. And he said, "Well, I always thought you were some kind of a vampire." And I was like, oh God. So I thought that was funny. And I haven't gotten to issue 7, but I'm a huge Captain Marvel fan. My dad kind of turned me on to Captain Marvel. And I I just think that's a cool character. Of course, in the New 52, his name's Shazam. And I haven't got to issue 7 where they they have a little backstory or a little additional story. I guess I don't want to say backstory because this is a backstory. This is like an origin story. But, a little bit of the story in the back of the comic. And they've been doing a lot of the Billy Bats and Shazam stuff in the back. So, I'm going to try to get me a couple more issues in. Issues 6, 7, and 8 maybe tonight if I get these read. And this is Justice League issue 0. So this is pretty much all about Shazam, Billy Bats, and things of that nature. So I'm very excited to see this. So that was my pull list. Remember, this actually came out last week, but since I get my pulls every 2 weeks, sometimes things come a little later than normal. Second book I have is by IDW. And I'm just showing these off. You know what? I haven't even read it. Well, I've kind of flipped through the first one, and I've read good things about the first one, but I have all 12. So, like I said, I got a lot of these comics, and I just need to get to read them. This one here is Ghostbusters number 13, issue 13. On this cover, they get back to New York. They were kind of doing a little traveling show where they were going to different cities and busting them ghosts. Ghost bangers. That'd be kind of cool. Banging them. But anyways, this is Ghostbusters 13. I really like this cover. I love the artwork in these Ghostbusters books. I think sometime this month there's a IDW Ghostbusters 100-page spectacular that's going to have 3 stories in it. I'm pretty sure. Then the 3 stories all come from IDW's. They've had miniseries, like 4-part miniseries, but they're going to condense that down and put about three of those miniseries in one book called the 100-page spectacular. They're all reprints, but I mainly get these just to read. I don't need to have the original ones, but I do like collecting individual comics as well. Hope there's not too much glare on here. Maybe if I hold it back, does that do anything for you? No, it's kind of like too far away. I tell you, Mylar protects the comics, but there is a lot of glare to Mylar. And I really like that shark on the cover. It's just going to go like, dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it. He did. Alright, so that is Ghostbusters, and I need to get this show on the road. And I'll tell you why, fans. Because in 9 minutes, we have Comic Talk Podcast, and it will be brought to you live by the host, the Captain Cummings, the other host, 1, 2, 3, Comic Man! 1, 2, 3, Comic Man! 1, 2, 3, Comic Man! Chainsaw, 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 Comic Man. So that, yeah, you better thank me for that intro. That's Comic Man, and sometimes you'll also see his sidekick, his younger brother, and I really don't know which one's older, but I think it's his younger brother. 1, 2, 3, Comic Bro will be on the show tonight. And it's also normally co-hosted by Scott Bromstar, Queston Bromstar. And it's always a question to how you pronounce Queston. Oh, what if Scott is a great guy. And there's gonna be a new guest on the show tonight that I haven't seen before. His name is, well, I know his real name, I don't know his go-to name, but Steven is there tonight. And let me see who else is on there right now. Oh, there's another guy on there tonight. If you're a fan of DC Comics on YouTube, you will know Odd Fellows Thoughts, aka Travis, is going to be on there tonight, and that's going to be in 8 minutes. And to get there, you're going to want to go to youtube.com/ Comic Talk Podcast, all one word, Comic Talk Podcast, and you'll see one of the greatest shows on YouTube, and they only come at you live, and that's how the Great Legend loves it. I love when people come at me live, as long as they don't have weapons. Last comic I want to show you in the pull list before we get to Comic Talk Podcast. I want you to all check those out. This is Popeye. Oh yeah, I'm saving the best for last. The man with the spinach can. His name is Popeye the Sailor Man. And here he is, issue 5. Really cool cover. He's doing his own comic book right there. kind of like the mini greats did. Jack King Kirby, Joe Sergeant Rock Hubert, Steve Spider-Man Badass Ditko. All of that, man. Jim freaking X-Men Lee. My main man down here, Sweet Pea. So this is Popeye issue 5. I was talking about my Facebook page. You can get to facebook.com, The Great Legend Show, facebook.com/The Great Legend Show. And I was talking about Popeye. I have all the variant covers of 1, 2, and 3. Comic Man! I gotta hurry up. But 4's variant cover was really cool. It was like, I'll show it later because I've ordered it. And 5's variant cover is really cool. The variant cover to this is freaking awesome because he is beating the crap out of some X-Men. So I know 1, 2, 3 Comic Man would love it when I'm going to show this cover. And Popeye beats X-Men. X-Men don't beat Popeye. Popeye beats X-Men. Okay, so that was so I only got 3 comics in this pull list. And I want to show this one off. I've been wanting to get this one for a while. And actually, I've been wanting to read it for a while. But I haven't been able to get my hands on it because some punk at my library stole the freaking book. But I didn't mind buying the trade for it because I've been wanting to read it. And also, I want to get the Blu-ray for it. But it's this book, this trade book right here, trade paperback. This is Batman. I want to Dark Knight Returns. So Batman is a little past his prime, I would say by 10 years. Frank Miller. Everyone knows some Frank Miller. 300, Sin City. He always used to kick the New York Knicks' butt at Madison Square Garden. No, that was Reggie Miller. Sorry about that. Frank Miller, though, man. Frank the Man Miller. No, that's Stan the Man Lee. But anyway, Frank Miller with Klaus Janson and Lynn Varley. If you tune in to a guy by the name of Howler Mouse on YouTube, his last video he did, or last video I saw anyway, was about the review of the animated The Dark Knight Returns, which I've been really wanting to watch. But I'm going to take no, not Dark Avenger, but I want to listen. I'm going to do Howler Mouse. I'm going to listen to what Howler Mouse. I'm going to read the book first, then watch the Blu-ray. So I'm really excited to read this one too. So really nice trade. Got a little Joker on the back laughing. So I like the cover to this one. A lot of the folks also like the one. There's multiple different covers for this, but this is the one they were carrying. So yeah, I'm excited to read that. So folks, I hope you enjoyed my comic book pull list. And since I do my subscription service with mycomicshop.com, also known as Lone Star Comics, you know, I do subscribe and get my pulls every 2 weeks. So yeah, it's very cool. If you don't have a comic book shop near you and you would like to start a subscription service with Lone Star Comics, which is mycomicshop.com, look in the description below and I'll point a link to their website, and you can go to the website, click on the subscription services. It'll take you to the previews catalog, pick out what you want. You can also, after that, once you do one order, you can go back through and do like a standing order generator where it'll generate the titles that you ordered the previous month, and you can keep getting them to your doorstep. It's that easy. So fans, I hope you enjoyed the comic book pull list for September 28, 2012. And guess what happened, people? After these messages, you are going to see one of the best shows on YouTube. It's usually on Friday or Saturday nights at 8:30. It is Comic Talk Podcast, and it'll be coming at you live. Hey, guess what? This show's over. Peace out. God bless. Oh, yeah. Peace out. God bless. Because God's up there. He ain't down there. Anyways, take care. This is the Great Legend, and I'm coming at you live with a special announcement video. Man, what a crazy week, man. Crazy weekend. There's always something going on in the YouTube comic book community. But fans, it is great to be here tonight with you live. We got 35 people watching right now. Thank you so much if you were in line and watched that previous video back from, what, September 2012 or good night. So very early on in the career of the Great Legend on YouTube. Like I said, Comic Talk Podcast, man. Great freaking show. That whole show evolved into something bigger, better, and we had some good years there. But, you know, I had that idea of not only, of course, hey, Great Legend, I was fortunate enough to be on the very first live ensemble show. I remember we used to film our shows. Well, we didn't do anything. Me and everyone else joined via Skype to a call with Captain Cummings. He would record the conversation and he'd upload the videos. But then whenever they released Google Hangouts on air for YouTube, you know, we decided, hey, to take the show freaking live. And then that's how it all started. First ever, you know, YouTube comic book community live ensemble show back in 2012. And I tell you, it's been a long time since then, but a lot of great memories. And from that, you know, many of you know, and I've been preaching it a lot lately, just kind of reminiscent of, you know, the good old days, you know, here on YouTube and the fun times we have with comics, pop culture, collecting, you know, all that good stuff. But, you know, and I've said, you know, about 1,000 times, I sound like a damn Jerry Jarrett knockoff, if you will. But I had the idea, of course, you know, with these uploads and doing things live, it, you know, while you're live, it uploads at the same time, so I don't have to leave the computer overnight anymore for these long, crazy uploads to happen, you know, because fans, internet wasn't fast back then, you know what I'm saying? So it was pretty rough and it was pretty tough. I mean, we were going live at 360p, you know. Man, now we're like in the 4K age and, you know, all the 5G strife. But, man, so I had the idea of going at it by myself. First solo live show, and I did that. First solo live comic book show in the comic book community. Then in 2013, 2014 was won the Comic Uno. A lot of y'all know Comic Uno. I won the Geeky Award for Best Live Show, and that was out of like live show, group live shows, ensemble shows, everything. Solo, the Great Legend was the best for back-to-back years. And man, it was insane. And all it really was taking that same passion, that same drive that I had doing the video game stuff, because that's what put the Legend on the map, the video game and the cooking. Hey, look at this guy, Caleb Comic, Smurf Murphy. Let's bring that chat up. Whoa, man, look at this guy. Great legends never die. That's right, man. They never do. We got one from John's Comics with Kids. Legend, this is sad news, but you're a champion of all love, and I admire in this community. Thanks so much for everything, and please continue in. That's it, man. I'll be checking in because we haven't even got to the final part of the video. Oh, yeah. Let me give a big shout out real quick. Let me turn the chat off real quick because I don't want it to detract too much from the message. But I was talking with my boy Darren Scott Farr, and I was just letting him know, you know, I'd kind of, you know, I heard through the grapevine there were some people hurt over some tragedies in the comic book community. You know, just the normal, you know, everybody ain't going to get along, you know. Man, look at JD. There he is, the greatest of all the legends. Shazam! Boy, look at that. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. That's that gold label super chat. Hey, qualified grade is good. Where's that? Hey, qualified's good, and the blue label's good too. Don't get me wrong. All super chats are good. Y'all know y'all have slab books before. All right, let me get the
All right. So yeah, I was talking to Scott Farr about some of the issues that have been happening, and I know there's some people that are torn in the middle, and this guy's over on this side saying one thing, and this guy's saying the other thing, and but y'all don't have to worry about none of that kind of stuff no more. I mean, everything is squashed. So, but I was letting him know like kind of both sides, and letting him know some things to look out for, from other YouTubers, because some may have said things that may have fooled him, or I'm not even saying, I shouldn't even be saying that because I shouldn't drum up drama, but what I mean? I wanted to give him the Great Legends perspective, and in return, he gave me the Darren Scott Farr perspective, and I was so glad he did, because a lot of this, there's a little bit of this, a little bit of the old school that yes, it was inspired by Darren Scott Farr. And Knights of Old, I still got it, man. I still got it. Don't you worry. This one, don't you worry. We're going to get to the game. Don't worry. So, a lot of fun throughout the years doing live shows. Also being a part of different live shows, collaborative live shows around the world. UK video game stuff, YouTube's comic book community. All kinds of fun stuff. Just helping out, doing different collabs, whether it be video game forums, articles, just stuff like that. Different writings that have come through the years. But let me go ahead and check the chat real quick, see who we all here, and I'll go up and down the line. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah, okay, here we go. I still have this video pulled up, the old legend video from, what was this, September 28th, 2012 or something like that. So, let's check this chat here. We got Double S's in the house. Man, and the chat's been flying, so I may have not, if you have been chatting for the whole show, I may have not gotten to you, so I'm sorry about that. We got the natural Alec White Whale Comics, and before him, the true camp that runs the camp, the guy that gives the best shout outs in the chats, whatever live show he is a part of, my main man Robert, Texas brother, Double S comic reader, although now he's just Double S. Guy that's been with me since those old days in 2011, 2012. Mr. Gretzky 9966, man. You remember all that stuff. That's so freaking cool. Another one that remembers all this is Music Chatter, formerly known as Brian Spaceboy 227. Always a great fan of the legend and old hippies collectibles and Howler and Hans and Captain Strangelove, all the goods. We got one of the newest of the Comic Corps, and I'm talking Caleb, Comic Smurf Murphy. Man, that's what I'm talking about. The Smurf-inator. Man, he's a great dude, man. Great freaking guy in the comic book community. Part of the Comic Corps. Reading that Why the Last Man with the Natural White Whale Comics on Mondays. Story Comic Corps. Episodes every Monday. Make sure you check those out. Excellent show. Big time host of mine. We're going to get to this too. We're going to get to some live auction discussions here. And I'm talking amazing Murphinator 1028. Not only can you see him on Legends Live Auction, you can also see him on the New York Warriors. Sometimes he can make it out and get some good stuff over there. Bob World is in the house, people. Bob World, a big fan, great guy. I'm so glad you're in the chat tonight, Bob World. Hope you're doing good on this lovely Easter day. And like I gave him a shout earlier, there he is, Scott Farr. The one and the only, the superstar, Scott Farr. He does not have any content. He doesn't have any videos, but he is a humongous supporter of everything comic book community and one of the finest men that I've ever had the privilege to know. And also, out of the goodness of his heart, one of the kindest people, who sends AOKs. He doesn't even have any videos. But he's known throughout the comic book community, and that's not just because he does the OKs, but he's always here supporting the live shows and everyone in the YouTube comic book community. If you will, this is the man we all need to model ourselves after if we are just someone out there watching other people's videos. Try to take the Darren Scott Farr approach, and man, no one knows what'll come of it. But, if you can be the best person of yourself. We talked about that today, one-on-one on Facebook, me and Scott Darren Farr here. But we got it, man. We was talking some good stuff in there, and it was awesome. So thank you again, brother. You be the best versions of ourselves. Mr. Gretzky, talking about the, you know I was all about the My Lights back in the day. You know I was. Discovery Bay, gotta love JB, one of the newest members of Friday Night Comic-Core, the show that's off the rails. But hey, by the end of the week, you're probably really ready for a drink. Not that I'm doing any of that crap, you know. I've got Coke Zero. I got to stay alert tonight, people, because I got a lot of news to get to. We're just checking the chat right now. What's up, Johnny? We got Johnny Dakota in here. Johnny D. Rantor, one of the best. Tim Rantor, great to see you here. One of the best auctioneer bidders in the world. We got Comic-Core Chad. 1/3 of the Shield. Echo, Shield. Oh my God, so many good people in the chat tonight, man. Let's keep going down the rows. Oh my goodness. My kid just screamed. Hope my wife takes care of that, because this is like my retirement speech. You know what I'm saying? It's like, God. Dude, okay. Sorry about that. People screaming in the background. Sounds like maybe he tripped or stepped on something. But damn, right? Anything can happen during a retirement speech. Hashtag gone too soon. Oh, this is great. Okay, oh, there she is. Oh, Kat Wren, one of my favorites. Kat Wren and Mark BKR. All right, Jason Smith, man, what's going on, brother? It's got Jason Smith, the Media Mail King. Hey, there's old Sam's. We got Sam's Tangled Web. We got another super chat coming in. God, there's just so much. Oh, half man, half amazing. There he is. Love me some half man, half amazing. All right, we're getting caught up. Fish Tropic, what's up, Fish Tropic? Great to have Fish Tropic out tonight. All right, I think I'm all caught up. Oh my God, I got to scroll through it. Flaming Sheila, I just saw Flaming Sheila and Pocan Joe, Robert Galvin, Big E Shack. What's up, Big E Shack? What is going on? What's going down? All right, so like I told you, we've seen some good times. We've seen some bad times in the comic book community. But, you know, I've been pondering this for quite a while, and it has been in my thoughts for a really long time, especially when it comes to the auction show. Because, man, you know I love a good auction, but those are a lot of work. I tell you, anyone, you know, that has a sore back or whatnot, man, those are a lot of work. And big shout out to, oh yeah, McMahon, man, the Macho Comic Head 84. Oh yeah, the cream of the crop always rises all the way to the top. Oh yeah, Macho Head 84, man, or brother. Sleepy Reader 666. Been with me a long time. He even guest starred on Comic Talk podcast way back in those 2012, 2013 days, man. We've had some, Damien, we've had a good ride together, man. We had a good ride. Robert Galvin, the G-Spot is here. You know, and here's the thing. I've got such great stuff to tell you here. I don't know if I can share my screen or not. That's not what I want. No, that's my stream label thing. So, how about this? No, that's not going to work either. Well, don't worry about it. I'll click on the links and then see what's going on that way. So, coming up this summer, let me find it. Coming up this summer, June 3rd, 2019, it will have been 10-year anniversary of myself being here on YouTube. 10 freaking years. 1.6 million views later. You know, the Great Legend Show is coming at you live with the best in comics, cooking, gaming, and the truth. And man, I've had a good time doing it. It was a lot of fun. All right, so June 3rd. Okay, so that means June 3rd, 2019. June 3rd, 2019, humongous announcement, but currently starting tonight, Easter Sunday, April 21st, 2019, we've got the Legends Live, hashtag Gone Too Soon Tour. The Great Legends Live, hashtag Gone Too Soon Tour. So, or for short, just the hashtag Gone Too Soon Tour. Okay, or the live. It's actually, it really is the live hashtag Gone Too Soon Tour. And the reason I say live is, like I said, I've had a phenomenal career doing live shows, whether it be the Legends Live Auction or, you know, the WWE PPV Review, or whether it be Comic Book Thursday or Comic Book Friday, you know, the solo show that I had that I did before Comic Talk Podcast. You know, it was kind of like the kickoff show for them, basically. But, like I said, first ever live ensemble, first ever live solo show. So, man, I've seen it all. I've done it all. I've made a lot of good money on here. You know, I know a lot of y'all folks want to get y'all's coin on. That's fine. I did the same thing, man. You know, a lot of people throw the old thing out. Oh, Great Legend, man, you just bought your subs. You just bought your subs, Great Legend. Well, let me tell you, in 2009, that wasn't possible. You couldn't buy your subs in 2009. And by 2012, I think I already had 2,000 subs. So I usually got about 1,000 a year in the early days. Like I said, third in the world in Gears of War, ranked Guardian, and 9th in the world on GTA 4 Online. You've seen the videos, the Great Legend, Top Secret Boost, the Shimp Howard, the Red Dead Redemption. You know, I was playing these games when a lot of you were still in junior high. I mean, so I already had all that kind of stuff. I had the Skylanders, I had the Disney Infinity, I had that monetization money coming in, you know, and all that fun stuff. And then I found the comic book community, and I was like, damn, this is a nice place. And I started watching Captain Cummings and Captain Strangelove and Howler Mouse and G-Pap and Doc and Howlett and Oddfellow Thoughts and all these just awesome like dudes, you know. Damien, man, really great guy, great reviewer, book reviewer, really in-depth. Sleepy Reader 666. All these great people out there. Dark Avenger Inc., Chris, Dark Avenger C86, man. All these good people. And then, you know, just time goes on, basically. You know, you kind of, you know, as you saw in that video that you just watched, that dude was on cloud nine, man. He was new school in the comic book community. Maybe did 1 or 2 videos, and then everyone's calling him up saying, dude, will you be on our show? Will you be on our show? And even then, if you kind of think about it, I mean, people really got goo gaga over subscriber count, you know. Even those from video games. Come on. I'm no different than anyone else. I'm just a normal human being that likes video games, comics, wrestling, you know. So I always felt that was funny. Or when you go to a con, and I'm not going to tell the names of the 2 guys, but you go to the con and you meet them, and you're like, you know, just, hey, man, how you doing? What's going on? Or are you enjoying the con? You know, what's happening, man? And they're just kind of like grinning, and they're just kind of like, trying, you know, I could feel them, I could see them taking deep breaths, you know, and it's like, dude, it's all right, man. I'm just fucking a normal guy. I'm just a regular dude, you know. Just love the comics, and I love meeting people, and I love interacting with each and every one of you. That's what I've always done throughout the years. But not to keep y'all much longer. I know my main guys over at Blasted or Stashed are going to be going on pretty soon. But let me kind of wrap some of this stuff up and let you know where I'm going here. So once we hit, so let me go to the future. It was June. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like, okay. I think it was June, right? June? Yeah, June. So June 1st is going to be the very last Legends live auction. June 1st. The very last Legends live auction. June 1st, the very last Legends live auction, okay? WWE PPV Review, that show is canceled. That show, we've had a good run on the Great Legend Show with the WWE PPV review, but I can't think of a better conclusion than that kick-ass one I had with my Shield brothers. Dun 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 dun. Of course, I'm talking about Seawood 19 and my main brother Chad from the Comic-Core Chad. God bless you. Love each of you guys, man. All right, so yeah, that show, we've had a great run with that show, but that's over as well. Any live comic book shows, anything live on comics, like live hauls, live unboxings, things of that nature, live AOKs. Won't be doing any more of those. So if I do get an AOK, it's going to be an offline, or it won't be a live video, but it'll be an offline video. But believe me, you know, I have the utmost respect and love and gracious humbleness that anyone sends AOKs. But I'm just letting you know, I'm not doing any more live shows for the comics, the wrestling, and auctions, any kind of auction thing, you know. I'm not doing any more live shows related to comic books or anything of that nature. Same for video games. The video games, if I do video game stuff, it's going to be, most likely, it's going to be offline. You know, I'll upload the clips later. Now, on occasion, I may go live on the video game stuff. But, you know, it's not going to be my main priority. It's not going to be the video game stuff or my comic book content. Okay, all of that stuff's pretty much going to be secondary because I'm going to be retired from this live show. I mean, the Great Legend live show. I mean, this is, you know, after that date, I keep forgetting it, June something. June 3rd, okay, after that day, June 3rd, that's when all the live stuff for this channel will come to a halt, and then I'll basically, probably not even Legends Truths. I mean, I'm kind of at the point where it needs, I'm ready to move on in a different direction, you know what I mean? I'm kind of ready to go to that second half of my career, you know, so I'm kind of, you know, done with all this, you know. But what I do want to say, the good news is, people, you know, you may get sad, you know, the legend and all this kind of stuff. And here's the thing. I've got Who Dat Comics and Movies. He's getting a computer soon, so he could easily take over the, you know, grab Big Bear, grab Murfinator, or, you know, Who Dat and Big Bear and Murph. They're always welcome on the Comic-Core auction hosted by Seawood every third Saturday of the month. But here's the best part about this video. This is where I'm going to kind of turn it into enough about me, enough about my history here on YouTube, enough about all of my accomplishments on YouTube, enough about all of my views on YouTube, enough about all the subscribers on my YouTube, enough about all the super chats on my YouTube, enough about showing Wiz Comics #2 on, actually, who am I kidding? I love that book. You know what I'm saying? That's good shit, man. Okay. But basically, I've got some great news to tell you. A lot of times when you're surrounded by good people, they tend to rub off on you. One of the greatest weekends of my life that I've ever had in my whole life was when I got to go to C2E2 with my Comic-Core Unlimited, and Blaster Stash It brothers, man. We just got to hang out, fellowship, talk about comics, our love for the comics, pop culture, the passion we had, the way we can share it and find out ways to share that passion with others, you know, not just forming a little, like, you know, little NWO or little club or whatever, but truly to, you know, come together as like-minded community and do something that's never been done before. in the community. I mean, you basically have one of, the biggest groups of people from all different spectrums of the comic book community. The comic book community is not a big community. Well, it is a big community, but there's so many different smaller communities. It's a pretty diversified community, where there's a lot of different little factions here and there. But what the comic book community has done, and with the vision of the comic book community, it has been to break down those walls to all of the division, and instead of it all being, like divided by state lines or whatever, get rid of that divide and come together as one and just enjoy life and share each other's passion for comic books, man. So that was the main thing. And just last night we got, actually on Comic Core Friday, man, we had an re-emergence. There was some, Chad's, Comic Core Chad, the guy that pretty much that, I don't know if very many people know this or not, but I mean, Chad, with help from, Midwest Comic Man, and with help from C. Woodard and Kat Wren and Mark BKR, I mean, and JD and Discovery Bay and just everybody, you know what I mean, like in all of our Comic Core Unlimited brothers. But then, man, without Chad, there is no Comic Core. You know what I mean? Without Chad, there's no kick-ass show on Friday night called Comic Core, where we go off the rails, and it's so much fun because I get to see the guy. I'll talk about him in a minute. I don't want to give Tony Schiavone too much credit. But no, Chad, though, had that vision, and the vision was, to branch out. Chad has a keen eye for the YouTube business. He knows if he can do two live shows on 2 nights a week, you're getting to reach different people. But you can also at the same time have imaginary competition between the A-team show and the B-team show. So you get that red versus blue feel. Like if you're a WWE fan, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But you get that kind of little, back and forth banter between those shows. And then we've got it to where you can even buy Comic Core shirts now. If you check the video description below, click on the link and go get you some Comic Core shirts, especially the one that's called #GoneTooSoon that you've seen on Discovery Bay Comics channel and on John's Comics with Kids channel. It's such a cool shirt. I'm going to get one. I'm going to get one because I am gone too soon. But and sorry I'm not checking the chat as much, but I will check the chat and I will respond to the chat as well. And I love each and every one of you that are watching this. This is pretty emotional for me, but I'm trying not to get like too teary-eyed or anything because it's really nothing to be sad about. It's something to be celebrated about. Just the great times I've had here. But Chad, and then of course now we've got Whitewell Comics on Monday, and Whitewell's Caleb, and God, I always forget all the names. I think JD's on there as well, with maybe John's Comics with Kids. I mean, it's just great people. And then on Tuesday we got the Golden Guys. It's every other Tuesday, and hopefully it's going to be flipping and flopping with another Tuesday show. I don't remember which one it's going to be, but JD putting together that with Knights of Old and DS Comics, and they're the Dorothy, Blanche, and Rose. And then every week they're going to have a Sophia, like a special guest. And I was blessed to be the special guest of their first episode, and I showed a lot of my Fawcett Golden Age comics. That is on the Comic Core right now. If you're a Golden Age fan, we got a great show for you on the Comic Core on Tuesday night. So, and like I said, Chad, then it goes back to Wednesday. And see, just so many shows, and even we're dropping Kat Wren figures / cinema figures. She's dropping stuff on the Comic Core on Thursday nights. Like she just did the Game of Thrones Season 8 Episode 1 review of that show. I mean, so we're doing like things not solo. We're not doing things solo, but we're doing things together. We're putting things on Comic Core because that's, putting things on our community channel. It's just, you're putting others first, then you put yourself. JD tells me, there's givers and takers. JD Comics people, God bless him. Love JD. Lovely wife Liz. Big shout out to Zatanna, basketball player. I love basketball. Really good. Used to play if it wasn't for the old bad back, the arrow to the knee and all that good stuff. But he always talks about there's givers and takers. And sadly, in this world, not only in the comic book community, but sadly in this world, there's givers and there's takers. We've had a great examples of givers by looking at last weekend's auction hosted by Whitewell Comics and I Got Issues 2319. Helping out there. We had last night on Comic-Core, we had a Hero Initiative live auction where 25% of the proceeds went to the Hero Initiative. We had Bake the Snake on there, Whodat Comics and Movies, Drew Manchu, JD, Comic Spectre, and Tony Schiavone. This next guy I want to give, and I love me some Whodat Comics and Movies, my host in the auction. And the sad thing is, I love Alex, I love Metarock, I love all these people, Jason Smith, and I can't give you all like individual, you know what I mean, but from the bottom of my heart that I do love each and every one of you. Okay. This ain't no goodbye, it's just see you later. Trust me. Just let's keep going here. But C. Woodard 19 and this other guy, I'm going to go ahead and lump them together because they remind me of they most remind me of myself when you saw that 2012 video. At the beginning of this video here tonight, you saw that 2012 Great Legend. That was only my second live show I'd ever done. The first one actually was like the week before. I was unboxing an Iron Man Blu-ray for Iron Man. I was talking about the movie, kind of giving my review of unboxing an Iron Man Blu-ray. So that was kind of cool if you want to go back and see that one too. But C. Woodard 19 and Comic Spectre are the two guys, and they're so humble, and I try not to mess with them or say this to them too much because I know it might feel weird or coming from me or something. But when I look at C. Woodard and Comic Spectre, Carson and Israel, those are the guys. Those two guys, the way they do their show, their live shows, and just their presence on YouTube, if you will, that kind of reminds me of the most of myself. When I was just kind of, getting my head in the game, just doing live and, figuring out what this show wants to be. Is it a video game or cooking thing, or is it more of a comic book video, or is it truth video? And the great answer that I have for each and every one of you that separates, yourself from others is, don't try to put yourself in a bubble. Don't try to put yourself in a comic book bubble. Don't try to put yourself in a video game bubble, or, don't try to confine yourself to any one group, because the best thing about it is you get rid of all that and you have one channel, you show it all. And that message is a great message. It's not only show it all, show the best person of yourself. And that's what I've been able to do. Not all the time, like I say, I'm not no saint. Y'all know that, I'm not perfect by any means, but I do genuinely love people, and I see through, I see stuff, I know I can see stuff differently, but so better hurry it up. I'm almost out of Coke. Big shout out to my gal. There she is. She was live on Just a Rican the other day. Was it Just a Rican? Pop.comics. I know Jeffrey Comic Con was on there. He was loving it. Farley's Nerd Cave. Soldier Only. Fuchsia. Where's Fuchsia? I know she's probably around here. But yeah, God, I lost where I was. But, oh yeah, be the best version of yourself. So, like I said, June 3rd, I think it's June 1st will be the last live auction. No more live PPV reviews on this channel at the moment. And You'll get some video game stuff still, definitely. I don't know if it'll be live or whatnot, but all the comic book stuff is going to be offline stuff, and it's mainly going to be, I'm going to go back to the old school. I'm just going to do what I love to do. I'm going to review books. I'll do hauls. I'll do things like that. But when it comes to live, I'm not doing any more like live on this channel other than the video game thing. But what I really want to stress is the channel's still going to be here as far as, I'm still going to put up content. It's not going to be very often that I do content, but I'm still going to put up content. If I read a good book or I want to share, a video with you about some of my golden age kind of stuff, that I'm into, I'll definitely do that. And then I'll even try out some editing. I'll try video editing and try to make my videos prettier looking and stuff like that. Just to kind of make sure y'all know that I'm still around. I'm just not going to be live as much anymore. Like I said, man, first live show there was in the comic book community. I mean, that's cool. And a lot of people, I want to tell y'all this. This is also a little Legends truth as well. In the comic book community, you have people that may say, oh, this guy's copying me, and I told this to Darren Scott Farr today. And I said, this guy's copying me, or, I did this and now he's doing the exact same thing. I mean, and I just kind of like smile and stuff. And I say to myself, really everything's, GPAP always reminds me too. Sometimes I do need reminding, but he'll let me know stuff that everything's already been done before. History's just tending to repeat itself. I wasn't the first one to go live. It was Walter Cronkite. Okay? I'm just kidding. I just made that up. I don't know who the first person ever to go live, I guess, on. It doesn't really matter. Go live on TV. Go live on radio. Go live on a stage. Go live on the floor. It don't really matter. It's just getting in front of somebody and start running your mouth. And that's how you go live, I guess. So we've always had go live. And GPAP, one of the, man, he's one of the best, man. He's the godfather of the comic book community is that man. So big love. PMC, one of the guys. Jesse, gotta love JLS and Exile State. My main man, Strictly Comics. Strictly, you're going to have to find someone else to host that auction, brother. But, man, I'm looking at a ton of people in the chat, and I know any one of them could do it. You know what I mean? They're the future, man. They're the future of this community. So that's kind of like where it's at, but here's the best part of it. So let me tell you what I'm doing, because you never stay retired for long, So what will I be doing here since I'm going to have a lot more time on my hands? Well, JD always says there's givers and there's takers. And I've thought long and hard about what I can do to give back to the community. Oh, man, Perry, what's up, brother? You're the best, man. You were in one of my first live streams. I appreciate and love this incredible community of friends I've made. Happy Easter. That's what it's all about, people. Perry Comics, man. Give it up, Perry Comics. But JD was saying there's givers and takers. And I'm going to be wrapping it up here, but it's going to be really cool. So there's giver and takers. God, let me find my camera again. Sorry. Whoa, Robert Galvin. The man. Right there. Robert Galvin. Hold on. Robert Galvin. Well said, brother. Chad is the man. Legends, my favorite out there. You have inspired me in so many ways, man. Love you too, Galvin. Man, love you too. But here's what the Legend's doing in the future. And I've always kind of talked about this. I have told many of you that I have been planning on slowing down. I didn't know tonight was going to be the night to do that. But I wanted to kind of make it something, something special. So that's why I had it tonight. I didn't think there was any other live shows. And if there are other live shows going on right now, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but I was the first. That sounds like a honky talk man shoot video. I don't give a crap. I was the first one to do one. No, okay, sorry. Now, got to be humble. Yes. No, but I am sorry if I'm stepping on your toes. But the great thing about Legend not doing any more live videos, it's going to open up some slots on the schedule. So make sure you check Discovery Bay to see what's happening today. with his YouTube comic book community channel guide. It's the first place you need to be during the day when you want to find out what's happening on Discovery Bay. And see, that's really, fans, what I want to kind of go into. I maybe have 10 years at the current place, but I really want to get into voice acting as well. So it's something I want to do, get more research in, maybe get a little agent or something. I don't know, but I want to kind of start that portion of my life as well. And, see if it'll happen. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But here's the most important things I want to tell you about tonight in tonight's videos. The great legend. You may be wondering, well, if the great legend is retiring from live shows on his own channel, well, does that mean he won't show up somewhere else? And there she is. There's my girl, Cat Wren Figures. $2 super chat. Legend, you're my comic family, and you are my daughter, kiddo. Discovery Bay, there he is. Did you like that, Discovery? That's all you got to do. Just do it live. I don't need... We don't need scripts, man. Just get on there and just run your lips. You know what I'm saying? Everything could rhyme if you listen and find the time. I mean, it's so damn easy, and I know it sounds cheesy. Damn, and I know some people say nothing in life is easy. Nothing in life is for free. You got to work your ass off if you want to be like the Legend. No, I'm sorry, that's just fun. I mean, that's that character. That's that persona. That's that face that runs the place. Double S always says, look at that 99 cent, 99 and feeling fine, Discovery Bay. It's his time today. But yeah, that's what I really want to do, Damon. I want to do this. I want to do voiceover shows. Okay, I'm getting way off track. I'm getting too full of myself, like some people do when they get bit by the fame bug. But again, the great legend will always be here in the community. So if you want to invite the great legend on your live shows to be a little guest star or maybe show off the old geezer, man, hit me up. Y'all know where you can find me. You can find me here on the Great Legend Show, youtube.com/rdowdy95, Facebook, IG, all those places, man. You know where I'll come at you live. A lot of my tags have rdowdy95. So if you need me on a live show, or if you want to reach out, message me, need a little help in your spiritual life or anything like that, I'll be a shoulder to cry on and an ear that you can talk to. Another thing is I'm live Friday night. Every Friday night, you can always find the Great Legend on the Comic Core, which will be exclusive. The Great Legend will be exclusive to Comic Core on Friday night. So check us out live. The video description for the Comic Core, or the link for the Comic Core, is in the video description below. So man, I'm still on Comic Core. Come on. They're like the hottest channel on freaking YouTube right now. You think I'm going to quit Comic Core? Screw that. I'm staying on the Comic Core. I'm going to Baltimore. I mean, damn. Core does rhyme with Baltimore forevermore. I had to go there. Sorry. I do take cheap pops from cheap rhymes. Like, if something's a cheap rhyme, like Comic Core, Baltimore, that's a cheap-ass rhyme. That's cheap pops. But when you can look through 5 seconds into the future on a little invisible timeline, if you will, you can see the words that you're wheeling to squeal or deal. Or wheel, if you're wheeling the words, dealing the words, squealing the words, feeling the words. It's all over the place. So, the rhymes are always available and things of that nature. All right, so with that, I want to give some Comic Core shout-outs and some new shows coming to the Comic Core. This is important because one of the shows is my show. I haven't told anyone this before because it's my show that's going to be exclusive to Comic Core. So get ready. This is the part of the video you wanted to see. And I got to give some big love to this guy real quick. Hold on real quick. Y'all quit typing so fast. There he is. I got to add someone as a moderator. I just had to add someone as a moderator, fans. I'm not going to say who it is, but that person will know exactly who it is. So I want to give a big more love to the Comic-Core. A lot of shows on Comic-Core. Monday we have Storytime Comic-Core. Scott Farr, God bless you. You're a friend. True to the end. We will stay in touch. Amen. What we got Mondays, Story Comic-Core, Whitewell Comics, Caleb, Smurfy Murphy. We got Caleb. I love me some Caleb. Comic Smurf Murphy. That's the whole thing. I just have to slow down time to get it. That's a long-ass one. John's Comics with Kids. Of course, The Natural, one of the best. Alec, Whitewell Comics, and JD, of course. Where would we be without JD, man? Big shout-out to Who Dat Comics and Movies. He's the guy that's taken over for me. Him and Woodard. We get Who Dat do an auction on Monday, or the first kind of half. Woodard will do it in the third. Be freaking awesome. Big shout out to All About Comics, JP. Hopefully you're doing good. You and Pope Grimy, Thursday night shows on their own channel. But Tuesday, man, we got Golden Guys, and we're going to be swapping that, I believe, with a brand new wrestling show. There's going to be a brand new wrestling show coming to Comic-Core, and it's going to be hosted by Tony Sanders, C. Woodard 19, and I don't know if this guy wants to be a host. And Chad, you know I've talked to you about this. I don't know if this guy wants to be a host, but I definitely want him on the panel as much as we can get him, host or no host. I want Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson on that thing. I do want Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson. So I want him on that wrestling show. And then there are a plethora of others. I'll guest star on that wrestling show from time to time, along with JD, Chad, everyone else who can rhyme. We'll all be on there. Any wrestling fan anywhere will be on that show without a care. John's Comics with Kids, Comic-Core talent galore. You'll want more and more. Your one-stop store, true to the core. Yours forevermore. Amen to that. We ought to write that down. That'll turn any frown upside down. Cheap pop there, sorry. There he is, man. You know, Splash wants to know, am I going to the Fan Expo? My dad showed me an article about Zachary Levi going to be there, so I may go with him on Saturday and then just see if I can get a couple signatures maybe. Just a father-son thing, you know. If anyone else is going Saturday, let me know. And that's still not 100%. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that because I may have to work on that Saturday. I may have to work that Saturday at my job, so I'm just not sure yet. But so that wrestling show starring Tony Sanders, C. Woodard 19, Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson, and a plethora of others, that's going to be coming to the Comic-Core. And now, the last thing I want to let you people know about is the Great Legends brand new show exclusively to the Comic-Core. And I want to give a big shout out real quick to Just a Rican. No idea is never a new idea. No idea is never a new idea. At least I don't think it is. Most of the stuff's the same, don't get me wrong. But Just a Rican, I'll give some love to Just a Rican. Oh yeah, Biggie Shack too. See, I would love to see Biggie Shack on that show from time to time. Definitely as a full-timer or guest star. Macho, Comic Head 84, Bake the Snake, Perry, all of those guys, they all know their wrestling stuff. They all know their wrestling, so I definitely want to see them. But the big one is, let me do another one of these, couple more of these little deals here. Where are we going here? Anything else? Let me keep looking. God, the chat's moving so fast. There's Donnie, Mastodon. It's good to see Mastodon here tonight. But anyways, let me go ahead and wind this down. So, I'm going to be doing a new show on Comic-Core called One-on-One with the Great Legend. And what it is, each episode, I don't know, I'm going to probably shoot toward monthly. It's going to be called One-on-One with the Great Legend. One-on-One with the Great Legend. And it could be one-on-one with the Great One, but that's too much, like, cause I'm the Great Legend, not the Great One. You know what I mean? So I just say one-on-one with the Great One. And we'll take someone from the Comic-Core, you know, whether that be a fan from the chat, whether that be a Comic-Core member that is on, that are a part of one of the Comic-Core shows, or just maybe someone that we want to shout out in the community. The Comic-Core we're going to have that. We're going to have a specialized show where it's just me, Google Hangout style, interviewing one of you, and we're going to be doing that live on the Comic-Core. So that's going to be something really cool, and that's going to be something to look forward to that the Great Legend is going to do. One of the only other live shows that I do besides Comic-Core Friday will be once a month, and it's going to be called One-on-One with the Great Legend. And if it's successful, we may go to 2 times a month, but that's going to be a lot of fun. So the main thing to take from this video is, if you're just joining us, I'm just retiring from doing live shows on this channel. Like, I'll still put content up. It won't be very often because I don't have a lot of time, and the time I do have, I want to put that time towards you. I want to put that time towards the community. I want to put that time towards the Comic-Core. And it's kind of a way where if you're an old timer like myself and you've got, about 10 years coming up this June 3rd, you could, take a step back, from the screen. Take a step back from the comic screen. Work behind the scenes, helping out, producing, helping people find their better versions of themselves, kind of help them along their career path here on YouTube, and letting them know I'm here for them because Captain Strangelove, Howler Mouse, GPAP, Hippies Collectibles, people like that, they were there for me, when I was growing in my YouTube career. And I kind of want to take that step back from doing live shows and, flexing my muscles and showing you how many stupid subscribers or views I have. Remember, numbers are just numbers, but fans, family, friends, that's forever, you know what I'm saying? So, fans, no, I should have done family, friends, and fans. They're forever. And that's what each and every one of you are. It's not all about me, it's about the community as a whole. And one of the best resources each and every one of you have is checking out that Comic-Core. Subscribe to them today. The link is in the video description below. Come along with me on the Comic-Core for the Great Legend's next journey, in comic books and in live shows and all that kind of stuff. Let's show them something that no one else has been able to do before. Let's bridge the gap. Let's take down the boundary lines and become one as a community. And I'm sorry I didn't get to each and every one of your chats. Big shout out to everyone in the chat tonight. Barbarian Kung Fu, I just saw you in there. Comic Book Gallery. Well, let's open it back up. Who am I kidding? Let's get the chat one more time. One more round of applause. Let's go from top to bottom and say we got 'em. Poor Man's Comics, a PMC, JD's. I want to go COMIC, JD to the unmeffin', yeah, J. Okay, sorry. Donnie, the Mastodon, Comics and Collecting. Donnie, thank you so much, brother. Caleb, Comic Smurf Murphy. Biggie Shack. One of the best kids in all the land. Cat Ran Figures. Mark BKR, love you, brother. Take care, Cat Ren. Robert, the Comic Book G-Spot. Galvin, brand new, back in the comics, man. Check out his channel. There he is, the one that's taken over. Alec Whitewell. No, it's The Natural. Alec Whitewell Comics. Now, I love this guy because he's so good in what he does. He's a great host. I think he's going to be big. PMC, Comic Sam. Speaking of Sam, there's Sam's Tangled Web. CBG, Comic Book Gallery. Jason Smith, Media Mail. Farley's Nerd Cave. What's going on? Metarog, all those kick-ass contest updates he does on Thursday nights. You can also see him on Bub's Comics Mondays. We got Soldier Only and Fuchsia, two of the best living out there in the Utah Plains, getting those crazy deals that are insane. Man, good to have y'all. Pop.Comics from the Woman Cave in Vegas. Scott Darrenfar, talked to you today, didn't I? Who Dat Comics and Movies, man, I've known you since the old days. Who Dat, keep on doing what you do, my brother. Melody, Exile State. Justin is the way to go, man. Check out Justin for all your Beta Ray Bill action. Oh, man, so many good people in the chat tonight. Double S, one of the best. Shout out to all the Comic Core. Daniel Yabara, formerly known as Otaku Dan. Dre Boogie, aggressively relaxing. Mr. Gretzky, Matt, love you, brother. That's it. That really would be cool if this was the first and last live show. I think we can do that. I think we can definitely do that. Like I said, I'll do video game stuff live. But other than that, this is the very last live show on Legends, or what's my show called again? The Great Legends Show. You should be a voice of that. There he is. Comics. There's Sleepy Reader. Man, the last ever live show. I mean, kind of like it really is. It really is on this channel. Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson again. Thank you so much, brother. Look forward to seeing you on that new wrestling show. Hopefully every other Tuesday, along with Tony Sanders and C. Woodard 19 on the Comic Core. Big Lion Cat, one of the best auctions you're ever going to find. The BLC 646. Go over there, scratch Lenny under the chin, let him roar, let him purr, and let those deals begin. Comics for All People, #1. Yeah, don't worry about it. God bless you, brother. God bless you too, my friend. Thank you. Thank you so much. Count Von Strange also been with me through all the years. Love that brother. Brother Matt, Count Von Strange. Tex the Collector. Great to see Tex Collector. Matt, Cobra. No, Mike. Popcom Mike. Cobra Comics. Razor. Ramon. PMC, man. It was such a blessing to meet you at C2E2. That was even a rhyme itself. But we got Bob World, man. Bob World, thank you so much. You know you're going to see me over there at Comic Core. I'm going to be Comic Core Live every Friday night, 9 p.m. Central, 10 Eastern. And I don't know when I'm starting the show. It's going to be one-on-one with a great legend. And that's going to be on Comic Core only. So, Comic Fan. Oh, Comic Fan. It's good to see Comic Fan. You are? See, Comic Fan, I think you probably got all your big boys finally. And when you get all your big boy books, I mean, it's like it is hard because you feel like you have nothing left to show. But I want each and every one of you to know I'm always down to see some big boys. So don't give up on that. You know, don't retire because of that. Because, you know, you show the same stuff. You know, read about it, review it, tell us about it. Biggie Shack again, thank you, brother. JD Comics, you know, I've mentioned you quite a few times in this video about the givers and the takers, and the Great Legend is going to be starting. The Great Legend is like Red. You know, Red, what he said in Shawshank, he said, you better get busy living or you better get busy dying. And so I'm going to be get busy giving and then, you know, not taking as much, you know. I'll still take super chats. Don't get me wrong. I still want to upgrade some equipment around here because, you know, it's still, I got to look good for the Comic Core camera and I got to look good for some of the video game stuff that I'm going to continue to do on the Great Legend Show. A lot of it won't be live though. But like I said, this is all taking place primarily after June 3rd. So, you know, a lot of stuff you will see is going to be offline only because this is the last live show. But remember, I'll still do some gaming from time to time, and you'll also will be able to find me on the Comic Core at Fridays at 9. So fans, I hope I gave each and every one of you some good shout-outs. If I didn't, give me some thumbs down, some hate in the comments, and we'll see you, let's see, tomorrow night on Comic Core, hopefully with Story Comic Core with the natural Alec White Whale Comics. So see you there, and then look for me this Friday on Comic Core, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Who could ask for any more? It's time to go off the rails on the Comic Core. Fans, this has been this has been one hell of a ride. I've loved every second of it. I've loved the thrill. I love the chills that go on live in the old days used to give me. I couldn't really ask of any better career or just love, support, faith in me, to each and every one of you that are watching this right now. you've held me accountable, through my times here on YouTube. I find that, some people may look at, trying to get to that next level or getting to that next number. And I'm going to turn off my chat because I don't want to be distracted or anything. But people look at that next level. They look at those numbers, and then, the best thing we can do, or that I've done throughout my career, is not look at the people that watch your videos as like a number, but look at them like you're looking at a live audience. It's not just something like, for me, it's never been about just some fame or fortune or crap on YouTube, because I do this kind of stuff for a living every day of my life. I'm entertaining. I'm smiling. I'm approaching people I don't even know in life. I'm shaking their hands. I'm getting to know them. A lot of them are elderly. I'm getting to know them. I'm sitting down with them. I'm having conversations with them. I'm teaching them how to, do stuff on the computer or how to do email, but I'm at the same time, I'm talking to them and getting to know them. And when you take a step back and you look beyond that veil of what maybe some other channels are trying to do here on YouTube, if you take that step back and you kind of look beyond that, and then you start getting messages, private messages, people are having a hard time, but your video's lifting them up. Dads are in the hospital, some taking their final breaths. Great Legend is here lifting those people up. And when I hear these conversations, or when people come to me and talk to me one-on-one, that is, I take that and it gives me a lot of hope. It gives me a lot of humbleness, but it's great to help out all those other people in the YouTube comic book community, or in the truth community, or gaming community, or hopefully they like the stuff the great chef cooked for them. But to me, when I was able to find myself in November of 2016 and surround myself since then with great people that I call brothers, I call sisters, I call family, but that's been some of the greatest times of my life. And when I say that, I'm saying that people that I've met through my YouTube career, more importantly my YouTube comic book career, people I've met in real life that we've shook hands, we've hugged, we've laughed, and we've cried together. Those are the moments that I'll remember for the rest of my life. And I want to thank you for sharing those moments with me. I love each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. We'll see you on the Comic Core. This is the Great Legend saying peace out. God bless.
Oh baby, I love your madness. It's so incredibly beautiful. Oh, you shine like gold, so selfless to all, and wild like an animal. Some would say I'm insane in the right in a way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. The limit of love is endless. I know. Just do what you want with me. Yeah, I want it all. Could care less the cost. I give you my everything. Some would say I'm insane in the right and the way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more. That's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know and give me your freedom. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. And give me your freedom. Whoa, yeah, to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium.